乐上面留了一个批判的。在3个山系没有什么好做的。
I love vlogging my life and living my life on camera, but I have to say the one thing that frustrates me is that the camera will never capture how beautiful it is to see nature and these sights in real life. I do my best to give you the glimpse that I can, but it's unequal to any experience you could go and have and seek on your own. To Canada, we're in Vancouver. We're about to go have lunch. Honestly, I'm pretty terrible at reading Mandarin, and so can't read to you what is on this menu aside from the English translations. But I think the photos on this menu are so beautiful and they make the food look so delicious. Last one pink 是什么呀？应该有 sausage 有日本的，还有加一个其他的腊肉。当时我就要那个图的那个。They gave us these free drinks. What did they say these were? Iced teas? Where are we now, Natalie?
We're at a Chinese restaurant.
What's it called?
Like Chef Yan or something.
Yeah. What did you order?
I got soy milk.
Why'd you pick soy milk?
I'm not hungry.
Okay. I got sweet and sour pork and I'm waiting for rice because I want to eat it with rice. And then my parents ordered a whole bunch of other dishes. I don't know what this is, but my parents ordered it. It's a fish.
Mm, 这个鱼挺好，至少挺鲜的。
叫好了，
香倒是很香啊，对不对？但是吃了肯定不健康，特别不
I feel like I should explain this to you. So in China, there are these treats called youtiao, which is basically oil sticks, which is just fried dough. Normally they come in like Olive Garden breadstick size, but this one is literally the size of like a baguette or like a pillow. It's huge. We ordered one expecting like something kind of small. We got that and now our whole table has had some. And it's good, but it's just like enormously big, like obnoxiously big. Not as big as anyone was expecting. This is the size of my hand. It's huge. Art Gallery, another new city, another new art gallery. I'm really excited. little bit impatient to head out, so we left a little bit early. We were only really there for like 90 minutes or so, but I enjoyed myself and I got to see some really cool drawings. One thing that always frustrates me, that I always forget about art galleries, is that they don't really allow you to film inside. So I'm gonna have to go home and like edit and organize my notes and go through my photos that I've taken. There were 6 exhibits, 4 floors. It was really interesting, really wonderful. So, as you guys saw, we're at the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park now. I think this is a Vancouver landmark, so it seems like something we should do while we're here. Not personally so attached to this landmark, but I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty. So, my uncle's got tickets, and let's head in. Oh, you want to go through? Don't you love nature, Dad? I thought you loved nature. 你们非得要来啊？
Someone bumped me from the
什么？
闭着眼睛走过去。
哎呀，付了钱你别闭着眼睛了吧。
哪里？真的好多人。
咱们要往回走。
再让你接我。
We've made it through the suspension bridge. This is a silly comment, but it's so much more wigglier than I expected. My mom says that once we get to the other side, we're gonna rest, but I'm pretty sure we have to walk back to get out of this park. So, I guess neither my sister or I are particularly afraid of heights, but I guess my parents are. I have no idea what else is up here, so I don't know what's gonna happen. The suspension bridge park beyond the suspension bridge kind of gives me Disney vibes. Like, it doesn't look real. Like, there's this giant tree, which is obviously like a real tree, but it looks so fake. This is what I'm talking about. But also, it looks so idyllic that it just like, it seems fake, but it's not fake. It's totally real, and it's so beautiful. Like, look at it. Look at the nature.
Okay, I would.
Oh my god, look at the birds. There's a falcon.
You need to choose the warrior conversation. Otherwise, there's no
It's a lot cooler up here, which I appreciate, because it was really hot down on the ground floor. And there's a lot of shade from the trees, obviously. Even though it was a little scary getting here, it's a lot more bearable up here. But I have no idea what path we're taking or where we're going. My parents are just like firing through the trail, so my sister and I are just walking along with them. Here's the suspension bridge from another angle. Well, there's my sister's head, and then there's the bridge.
Thank you. I'm going to play some more Canadian folk music. A singer-songwriter just left us a couple of years ago.
Really fun. That was more fun than I was expecting. The views are beautiful. but it's definitely not to my parents' taste. So we literally went in, did a loop, and now we're out. We're headed to Yaletown now because I think my sister wants to check out some boutiques there.
这环这个 Stanley Park 是一个岛，环岛大概8公里。天然良港啊！
We're back in the car now because it's really hot outside and I get headaches. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I get extreme headaches when it's too hot outside. So I kindly requested to go back into the car. So my father kindly walked us back to the car where my uncle's waiting. So now I'm in the car with my uncle, my dad, and my mom and my sister are shopping around Yaletown. The area is cute. I just don't have it in me to walk outside right now. It's so hot. And there's nothing I really want to buy. So I'm chilling in the car. It's 5:40 now. We're in a duty-free shop just at the Canadian-American border. I had to use the bathroom so bad, but we're heading home pretty soon. We'll be home within 3 hours. By home, I mean Seattle, but yeah, I had a lot of fun in Vancouver. We didn't go to Stanley Park. Honestly, it's just like way too hot, and I really didn't think I could do anything anymore, but I loved the art gallery, and the city of Vancouver is beautiful. I think I would like to come at a cooler time of the year and stay a little bit longer. I definitely don't think a day is adequate to explore a city, but yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. So I'm gonna use the bathroom now. Okay, so actually a little update for the vlog. We've made it back to Seattle now. Vancouver was super fun. I think the last clip that I have is me at the rest stop using just before I'm about to use the restroom. But yeah, I'm back now. I normally like to journal in the mornings, but since we woke up so early this morning for the drive to Vancouver, I didn't journal. So I'm gonna journal now, and then I immediately am going to go do some steps on the treadmill. And I also need to get my laundry done. I don't know how much of that you're gonna see or what. Yeah, here's me journaling for now. We'll do things one at a time. Yeah, one at a time. So actually it's the next day and I have just been editing this vlog that you're seeing now. This is pretty much just the end of the vlog, but I thought I would take some time to talk about the Vancouver Art Gallery and some of the exhibits that I saw, the ones that I liked the most. I also did spend some time just like sitting there and drawing, and so I'd like to share some of the things that I drew with you. Not a lot, I just drew like 2 things kind of. But yeah, I want to talk about what I liked and what I took away, share that with you guys. Okay, so here is my sketchbook. Okay, if you remember, let's get the bookmark out of the way. So this little guy right here is from a divination vase from the Seattle Art Museum that I drew. So that's not recent. And then this is from Jazz Alley. This was just a man that was sitting in front of my table. So that's not that recent either. This is a little sculpture from the Ohtani Workshop. The Ohtani Workshop was my favorite exhibit in the Vancouver Art Gallery. I think the formal name for it was Monsters in My Head. And the artist is a Japanese artist who plays with the idea of these like childhood monsters. Instead of them being like terrors, what if they were friends and like guides and helpers? And so his whole exhibit was this play on like monsters, but like make them friendly and cute. And it also chronicled his like career and journey as an artist, which I thought was so cool and so beautiful. What you see back here is just a little section of one of Emily Carr's paintings. I would say, this might be wrong, but I think she is a surrealist nature painter who focuses on nature, obviously, and indigenous cultures. And so these trees were her trees in a section of one of her painting, like literally the smallest corner section of her painting. the trees I thought were so interesting, and so I tried to recreate them by drawing. I have never thought to draw a painting, like sketch a flat painting. Honestly, I never really saw the point because they're both like 2D anyway. I find drawing sculptures interesting and drawing things in observation in real life interesting. But this was the first time I think I have recreated a painting that I saw and drawn. It was a very interesting and fulfilling experience, and so I think in the future I'll definitely want to continue to do that more. I loved the Emily Carr exhibit. Honestly, when I was reading about it before I went to the museum, I didn't think it would be that exciting, but actually the way that the exhibit was presented was emerald forest green walls paired against so much of the beautiful green in the paintings. It just made you feel like you were in these paintings, which I really hope was the intended effect because they executed flawlessly. I thought the exhibit was quite magical. I loved looking at her paintings. I loved her work, and I didn't know that I would love that going in. The only thing is that the exhibit was kind of small compared to some of the others. The biggest by far was the one for Jean Paul Riopelle. I'm not going to try and correct my pronunciation for that. I'm just going to say it's for Jean Paul Riopelle. He is a Canadian artist, from Montreal originally, but he studied in Europe. He basically had a whole floor dedicated to his own exhibit. That entire exhibit chronicled his entire career as an artist, and he was a very magical, wonderful artist in so many mediums. He was an etcher, he did stained glass work, obviously he was a painter, a sculptor, and so I think it was really awesome to see a Canadian gallery pay respect to a Canadian artist. These were the 3 exhibits that stood out to me the most. Definitely the Ohtani Workshop, Emily Carr, and the Riopelle exhibit were my 3 favorite out of the 6 exhibits they had at the Vancouver Art Gallery this time around. Anyway, that being said, that's all I really have to say about this day trip to Vancouver. I enjoyed myself. Like I mentioned earlier, I would love to go back to Vancouver and spend more time there. But for now, that is the end of the trip. This is the end of the vlog. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye!